your microphone is mute, so you can't talk. Well, ladies, now you can see my screen, right? Okay, for this week, we are going to talk and discuss about IELTS Part 2. This is just the front page, IELTS speaking. This is our 7th week, and we are going to talk about IELTS Part 2. The initial part, we are going to make a review of this topic. Again, it's an opportunity for you to practice, to share your comments, to share your point of view, to give your impression about this topic, because it's an important one. This topic, as you know, is connected to the previous one, IELTS Part 1. I'm going to, make some precisions about this topic. We are going to make like a dialectic construction, okay? We are going to compare and contrast many opinions, and then we are going to practice. Finally, do any of you recognize this phrase or sentence? Might the force be with you? Julie, do you recognize this phrase? Liliana, have you ever seen this phrase before? Someone else, somewhere else? Brian is over there. Oh no. Good, Brian. Yeah.
Was it like
Your sound is
like
not
I
good.
will can engage?
Yeah, much better. Try talking. Try talking. Keep talking. Brian, keep talking to
Me?
adjust your voice. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Uh,
Excuse me, can you listen to me?
yeah. Now it's better. We can listen to you
Well,
now.
well, I didn't know, but I have a trouble with the headphones. I consider it.
Yeah. I know what I mean. I know what it is like.
Well,
I,
about the sentence, that is more or less the idea about the may the force be with you.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So I need a volunteer for the IELTS part 2 who want to share his impressions or comments about the video. Julie, please go
Yes, teacher.
share your impressions and your comments about IELTS part 2, about the video. Go first.
Okay, teacher. This video provides a clear example of IELTS test part 2.
Yes.
In this part, you talk about a memorable event for you. Such events include a school graduation, marriage, birthday, or an special day expect circumstance.
Yeah.
The other hand, the interviewer will give you a card with some questions, and you will have a minute to read the questions and prepare your answers. You can even take notes. Once one time is of they will tell you, then you will have 2 minutes to talk, and they let you do it until the time is up. To have a high score, you must take these steps into account. 1. Use 1 minute prepare time well. Read all questions on a quick card carefully. Um, use 2 words per night. Then write notes for main explanation and examples. Number 2, use the notes you write down. Too often write notes and don't use them. Use your notes. 3. Answer all of questions on card. You must answer all questions, especially the last. 4. Use complex and compound sentences.
Good.
5. Gives detailed examples and explanations. Your answers include who, what, where, when, and why. Use lots of detail in your examples, adjectives, and adverbs. Examples, questions. You should say, what event changed your life? When did this event take place? Where did this event take place? How did the event change your life, and what did you learn from it?
Excellent. I think that's a complete overview of this IELTS part 2. But in any case, I would like to know Liliana's opinion about IELTS part 2, because there is something to add. Liliana, please. Julie, of course, thanks a lot. You really did a good job, so let's have that knowledge over there because you are going to use it later, okay? There is a practice part in this session, and I want you to use it later. Liliana, I don't know if Liliana, maybe she have Ryan join the conversation. Liliana, Brian.
Yes.
What could you please share your impression about the video with us?
Well, that part too.
Yes, that's right. Let let's wait and hope that Liliana can connect. She was inside, but then she left the conversation.
Well,
Go ahead.
excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, there I watch it, or you have to describe anything. Well, I didn't watch the video, teacher, but I have an idea what is in this part.
Yeah. Oh, That's so sad. I mean, Julie just gave an amazing and outstanding complete overview of the video. I
But
don't know.
is that I have a trouble with the
Yeah,
connection because
yeah,
I lost the code.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was listening to her, but I couldn't continue.
Anyway, just share what you have in your mind. Okay, share with what you have in your mind, and Julie is over there. She's
Well,
also
that you are going to express yourself with well, there is the skill, the English skill in, because the question are going to be in present simple, right? But you don't have to answer it in the same way. You have to try to to express yourself in a better way, with other time, with experience, with, well, express yourself in this way to look that you, to show that you have an excellent skill, and well, you feel confidence in trying to speak with more difficult, and not limited to answer only the question in present simple, short answer, and that's all, right?
good, good, good.
Hi again,
You
teacher. Excuse me.
Yeah, don't worry, Liliana. We miss you. Uh, but you, sorry, Brian. Thank you, thank you. Uh, I'm back to Liliana. Liliana.
Yes, teacher. Excuse me. So,
Yeah,
my opinion about this video is that we need, as my mate said, excuse me. So we need to improve our skills. In this case, is speaking. So we have to answer some questions about some events, and this is our opportunity to have more points in this test. So, like this, as you said before, teacher, in our last class. So this is our moment to shine.
yeah,
It's like this. So that it's a good opportunity to, in this space, to yes, improve our English skills in
good,
speaking skills.
good,
Thank you.
good, good. I would like to just retake some words of your partner. Give me a second over here. So I want just to stay focused on some words that Julie just said, like memorable events. Okay. And I want just to connect some dots, connect some ideas. Uh, I take the word of Julie, memorable events, and I also retake the idea of Brian. Okay, the question I redact, I present in present, but that doesn't mean you are going to answer, give your response in present tense. So we must be extremely careful to adapt, I mean, to contextualize the question, I mean, the response, right? Maybe you need to invoke past tense, or maybe you need to project forward in the future, okay? So we must be aware of that situation. We have uh, a reduced, a limited, a constraint of time. So we must, okay, we must be aware that such a lack of time make us to be efficient, effective user of time. That's why it's important to take notes, right? Julie already exposed that idea. So when writing down, because you are, I mean, the examiner, in this case, me, because um, coming soon, I'm going to show you a cue card. So you will have a minute long where you are going to take notes. You are going to write down your notes, your complete ideas, your phrases. Okay, so you are going to build up your arguments. You are going to construct the way you are going to respond. So you need to be clever, okay, smart at writing. That means you have to select keywords, okay, that you are going to use later on your response, right? It's a logical sequence to answer to a specific topic. So let's say you are going to talk about the birth, okay, of your first son. Not the birthday, the birth event. You have a son and you are going to talk about how you describe that situation. So you are not going a detail. No, you are going to select keywords and start talking around those words around that event. That's going to help you optimize, okay, the time. So after you write down your notes, remember 2-3 words to answer each question, okay, from the memorable event. Follow up 3 to 4 questions. So you need to answer even the last question and complete it, full answer. So that's what I want to share with you. When the time is up, well, the examiner is going to give you some feedback about your intervention. I mean, in this case, I'm going to do it. That's depending on the time. But in the real situation, I don't know if it really happened. Yeah, it happened, but after the part 3. So we are not supposed to work on part 3 yet until up to the coming week. So I think that's it. I'm going to share with you. Let me see. Cue cards over here. Okay, you are going to be time. Give me a second. I'm going to. Okay, I think we are ready to start. Let's begin with Julie. Julie, are you ready? Julie, can you hear me? Oh. Julie just left the conversation. So, Liliana, would
Yes,
you like
teacher.
to take her place? Would you like to
Yes.
go first? Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
teacher.
I'm going to show you a cue card. You already know what to do with it. You are going to have a minute to build up your strategy. After that time, you're going to have 2 minutes long to talk about that topic, right?
Okay, teacher.
Good. Okay. This is your cue card. Let's say you have 7. Ready? Okay, you have 1 minute just time is over. Okay, let's start talking, Liliana.
Well, so in this case, I'm going to talk about a shop that near to my home. So here I can find products to gift. It's a gift shop. The name is Amor en Detalles. So here I can find berries, I can find things to decorate, I can find boxes, gift boxes, and some things to give. So I can find too here some clothes to give to my parents or my friends. So the shop look like the colors are fuchsia and white. So beautiful. It's small, yes, but so beautiful. It has walls, so much pictures, so much colors here, and there are so much places to read fairies around the shop. And another way it is located so near to my home is here in the same my same neighborhood. Um, Maybe 2 or 4 houses closer to my home, and it's so beautiful. I use this to to shop here. I can shop here the gift from my parents' birthday, my sister's birthday, and my friends' birthdays too. It's so beautiful to me to visit all the time Amor en Detalles.
Okay, thank you. Time is over. Good. Uh, let's now listen. Brian. Brian, are you ready?
Yes, teach. Yes.
Good. Well, you
All
already
right.
know the dynamic of this um, exercise. Uh,
Yes, yes, I was.
Good. I let you know your cue card, and then you have 1 minute to build up to construct your arguments, to support your ideas, and then you have 2 minutes to talk.
Right, right, teach.
That's 7. Okay, this is your cue card. Stop. Time is over. Okay.
Right. Well, I would like to see the Halloween Hobby. Well, it is a new film where its protagonist is Adam Sandler. I like it because, well, he is my favorite act, and I always watch their films with my father. It is, I consider that the most comedy actor, and and always all their films are the best. And I have listened that it is a really comedy and an impressive movie for their well, it is from Netflix, I believe it, and it has an excellent graphics and an interesting history about Halloween. Well, it is over now, but it is always an really interesting time to share with family. And I prefer this kind of movie because I always watch it with my father and my girlfriend too. I enjoy it. Well, we enjoy it really because it is fun. Well, it is always fun, and I consider that it is the best kind of movies because, well, you feel interesting, and you are smiling, and it is the most important. I consider it that to be scared, I prefer to be fun, right? And for
Yeah.
that, I always prefer comedy
Thank you.
movies.
Thank you.
Thank
Time
you.
is over. Well, let's see if Liliana is Julie is over here. Julie, are you prepared? Are you ready?
Right, teacher.
Good. Uh, Again, one more time, I let you know your cue card. You will have 1 minute to analyze and build up your arguments. And after 1 minute, you have 2 minutes um, active to talk and express your feelings. Okay, your cue card is, I think, this one. Okay, time is over. Start talking.
Okay, teacher. It's an experience when I was at school. In my school, most of them were men. So Women's Day was very special. Um, they gave use many gifts. I remember that when I was 11, even 11 grade, I came home with many gifts. It was surprising. Uh, they they classmates, men's were very special in a in a Women's Day. Uh, they give they gave they gave variety of things, breads, chocolates. It's a special day. Uh, I remember the beer, the yellow beer uh, is I think I keep in special things.
Thank you. Time is over.
Okay, teacher. Very nervous.
Don't worry. That's part of the learning. Okay. Well, let's back to Liliana. Liliana had to talk about uh, a, like a tent where products were sold. She had to describe it, where it was located. She gave the answer to where it was located. She explained what the place looked like and why she preferred to buy at that place. So my first section was positive about her intervention. In the case of Brian, he talked about Halloween. He talked about it's a film. He gave explanation to why he would like to see that movie, although the movie already passed. Okay, it's not in the in 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 the war anymore. And in my general view, his intervention was quite positive. Julie, you described your event. It took place at your school. Uh, you gave reasons to what and when, but I couldn't see very well the why. So, I mean, time stopped when you were trying to respond why. So, in general terms, you did all well, right? That's the feedback I want you to take away with you from me. It's a positive intervention of all of you. I know that this exercise allows you to not only to examine yourself, but examine your partners. And by examining others, we also have the opportunity to learn. That's quite important because let's say in the case of Julie, or in the case of Brian or Liliana, when you hear your partner, when you hear Brian talking, you can feel the nervous, right? You can feel that feeling and you identify with him. You also want to answer. So this is a really important experience for you to learn. This is quite what is going to be task 5. So I want to hear from you. Let's start with Julie from the bottom up. Julie, show your comments and your impression about this exercise. How did you feel? Well, I mean, you say you feel nervous, but expand your concept.
Yes, teacher. I get confused, but I am practicing. I think I have improved. At least I can speak more without too much nervous.
Yeah. Let's back to Brian. Brian, how did you feel uh, along this exercise?
Well, teacher, I feel really well really confused because I almost don't watch movies, right? Because I don't know, I don't have a lot of time, I consider it. And it was really a trouble for me because I didn't know what do I go, I will say, and what will I say? And I had to look for it in the internet in my computer game, and well, I wrote uh, new movies, new films to see to watch will watch what will see will I
Yeah,
see and and well I watched it. It was the first Halloween well, and I saw that there was Ann Sandler, and well I it is he is really my preferred actor, and
good.
that's all. I started to talk about him, and I didn't know what I was going to say
Yeah,
on all that time. Anyway, I try it.
good, good. Uh, I mean, your opinions are very important for all of us. Uh, I mean, when we face a question of this, I mean, we try to talk about things that are familiar to us. For example, in the case of Julie, okay, she called back his memories, and she tried to talk about a true experience, right?
Right.
Uh, she tried to talk about something that happened at a school, and she tried to give detail, and and we ran out of words sometimes, right, Julie? We run out of words. Vocabulary, it's not
Okay,
over
right,
there.
teacher.
So, okay, it's easier for us to talk about familiar things, but sometimes, I mean, we are not that confident at talking a topic we really believe at the beginning. We can talk, I mean, with confidence about it. So we have to change our strategy. I mean, what I want you to, I mean, the idea is, if you need to talk about something that didn't happen to you, if you have to talk about something that is not real, okay, it doesn't matter. Talk about it because it helps you. I mean, feel confident. It helps you talk more. And remember, language is about talking. Talking, language is about sharing your experience. It's about sharing your knowledge. It's about everything. So don't feel fear to share with what you have in your mind, what you feel in your heart. Okay? It's not, I mean, it's not easy, but this exercise allows us to change our perspective. I mean, not all what I say needs to be true, right? Not, it doesn't need to be true. It just needs to be, I mean, consistent, coherence,
Well,
logic,
well,
right?
teachers, but I saw that it would be really strange if I invent any film. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think to do it really.
But it allows you to I mean, play with your mind, make the exercise. I mean, you can make up stories, but you have to keep a logical sequence of events, how they all take place, how, I mean, the actors or the characters that intervene in your narrative. I mean, you have to build up a literature around your story. Okay?
Well,
There
well,
is
thank
true stories and
Yeah, right,
unreal
teacher.
stories. Also, right. That's important. That's helped you a lot. Lily,
Yes, teacher.
share your impression about this exercise. What does it demand from you? How you feel? The learning, the message, everything.
So,
Please go ahead.
yes, this is very good exercise because this kind of exercise can help us to organize our ideas faster because we are not preparing before with a topic, and in this moment, in only 1 minute, we need to organize all the ideas, and this is so good because it makes us or it helps us to think quickly in English, faster in English, and that can to help us to improve our English skills, like listening or like speaking for today. That's my impression about this kind of activity. I like it.
Good, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you. I mean, this activity put a lot of pressure uh, on us. I mean, to be honest, you don't know what type of topic you are going to be assigned. You don't know what topic you are going to talk about. So you are like, your expectations increase. I mean, let's imagine you have to talk about science. What's the vocabulary around science? Yes, Julie, please go ahead. Yes, and so,
Teacher,
yes, please.
this exercise allows you to improve the way we express our ideas through some time that has been important to use. However, I have a question. Can you answer freely? It is only to cover the question.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a good question, and actually, I think it's part of the strategy. I mean, if you are concise, you are effective participant, you tackle just the, 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 the purpose of, I mean, the core of the question. Let's say you are in the statement of the question asks about time. When did you go to the university? So these questions points at a specific day. When did you go to university? So I went to the university in 1992, right? So it's a specific answer, but maybe, okay, you can't give more detail. I went to the university when it was hard to achieve a title. There was a high, let's say, how you say, uh, when people have uh, prejudice, right? Prejudice about going to university. So you have to spice your answer. So not to be that, okay, but in this type of test, it's more important to be effective. because time is limited and we have not only one question. So we need to try to cover all of them, but being consistent, right? That means that there must remain logic, coherence, cohesion, and talking about cohesion, that makes me recall the connectors, the lexical resource, the prepositions, how we connect or join words, connect ideas, how we add a logical sequence to our narrative. That's very important. That's not that difficult. That's not that strange to you because that's something that you came learning along the university. All your courses is an extended exercise where you train, where you master your rhetoric, your writing rhetoric. Okay, you will use connector of sequence to order your idea, to connect, to give a logical sequence. But this time we're more conscious of that process. So this exercise allows us to revise our own process, to revise our own learning, and to make some adjustment, because if it happens when with our discourse that you can make the review of your entire speech, you can do it, you can apply the same technique, the same rules to your oral discourse, right? Oh, maybe I just pronounced this word. I'm not sure if that word is pronounced that way. So as Brian said, I have to go to the I have to Google the word first, right? Google the word and play how to pronounce the word. Oh, the word is pronounced this way, and I did this mistake. So I should adjust my pronunciation to okay, to adjust to that of the native speaker. So that's how you would cope with the differences in your speech.
Okay, thank you,
Lilia,
teacher. It is
you're
more
welcome.
clear for me.
Good, good. Liliana, would you like to add something?
No, teacher.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Brian. Yeah.
Thank you, teacher. Really interesting activity. I
Good.
have learned
Good.
a lot. I I know that I can invent too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The idea of making up a story is that you can't that it keeps you talking, but it makes you more talkative, because at the end that's what what matters the most, what counts. So use a word that trick you to keep talking. Sometimes we try to move the conversation to a place where you feel confident enough, to have control of the conversation. But sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you don't get the right word. We run out of word. That's normal. We're in the process. But we
Yes,
have
I can see.
Yeah, but we have to engage with the idea of adopting new strategies that help us to cope with with situations that are not I mean are out of our control zone. Okay.
Yes, right. You're right. I consider that it's more important to take under control the topic, and it's necessary to use only one keywords, and that's all. To try
Good.
to be yourself, and and talk that you do a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree. Sometimes that's normal. I insist that's normal. Sometimes you don't get the right word and you spend too much time thinking about that word. but you have plenty of vocabulary in your bank vocabulary that could help you, I mean, get out of that situation. So you just need to, I mean, search and use them, because I mean so much lecture needs to help you up. I mean, get out of that situation. Well, guys, I want to thank you, all of you, for this opportunity to share your
Thank
impression, to
you
learn
very
from each
much.
other, and I hope to see you in the coming weeks. As you know, we are in a sequence: IELTS part one, part two, and for the coming week is IELTS part 3, right?
Right,
Yes,
tutor.
teacher,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Right. Remember to
Thank
take
God
your
bless you,
modo quiz,
teacher.
guys.
Yes.
Remember to take your
Thank you,
modo quiz.
teacher and classmates.
Okay.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
teacher.
Goodbye,
Your
Julie.
class.
Goodbye, Brian. Goodbye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye,
Goodbye.
Thank
Liliana.
you.
Thank you,
Bye,
teacher.
Brian. Bye, teacher.
Teacher
Thank you.
You're
Liliana,
welcome. Goodbye.
thanks very